Hello and welcome to Mathematical Literacy. I am Brainstorm Betty, and in this video we will discuss equivalent and unit ratios. Equivalent means being of the same value. It is equal to something else. And unit means one of the values is 1. Equivalent and unit ratios are found through simplification. Simplification means dividing all values by the same factor, which is usually the highest common factor. You can either use the highest common factor immediately if you know what it is, or you can use the step-by-step method, which is dividing by prime numbers, starting with the smallest one you can possibly use, and then when you can no longer use that one, moving up to a larger prime number. For example, 12 and 30, we can easily say that between 12 and 30, the highest common factor is 6. But we can also do this step by step. If we take 12 and 30, both of these are even numbers, and therefore we know that they are divisible by 2. So we make a note with our color pen or our pencil that we can divide both of these by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 30 divided by 2 is 15. Now we have an even and an odd number, so we will no longer be able to divide by 2. Our next prime number is 3. So 6 can be divided by 3, 15 can be divided by 3. So we make a note, color pen or pencil. Divide by 3. 6 divided by 3 gives me 2. And 15 divided by 3 gives me 5. Both of these numbers are prime values, so we know we won't be able to simplify any further. This is our smallest equivalent ratio to 12 to 30. Number 2, 15 to 75. These both end on a 5, so the easiest thing to do is to immediately divide by 5. Sometimes there is a little bit of a shortcut. Most often I recommend starting with your smallest prime number and working your way up. But because both of these are ending in a 5, easiest thing is to divide both by 5. 15 divided by 5 gives 3. And 75 divided by 5 gives 15. 3 and 15, odd numbers both, and we can divide both 3 and 15 by 3. So we do so. Divide by 3, divide by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And 15 divided by 3 is 5. This is now an example of a unit ratio, as we have our 1 here. Number 3, 14 is to 91. I don't immediately know any sort of, quick value that will divide into both 14 and 91 because 14 is even, but 91 is odd, so 2 will not work. So we will need to go through them all. So we already know 2 will not work. Let's try 3. 3 does not divide into 14. 5 divides into neither. Our next prime number is 7. 14 divided by 7 gives us 2. And 91 divided by 7 gives us 13. So we can divide both of these by 7. 14 divided by 7 is 2. And 91 divided by 7 is 13. Both 2 and 13 are prime numbers, and therefore we can't divide any further than this. Number 4, 660 to 240. We're going to do this one step by step, even if we can immediately see that because they both end on a 0, we could just divide by 10. Let's do it the long way around. Divide by 2 on either side, and then we get 330 is to 120. 330 divided by 120, both of these are even, so they can be divided by 2. Now we have 165 is to 60. Okay, so now we have 165 and we have 60. We can no longer divide by 2. We can try for 3. Can 3 divide it into 165? 3 goes into 165 55 times, and into 60 it goes 20 times. So divide by 3. 3 cannot divide into 55. It can also not divide into 20. 5 can divide into both 55 and into 20. So we have 55 divided by 5 gives us 11, and 20 divided by 5 gives us 4. We can no longer divide any further. 11 is a prime number, and 11 does not go into 4. How do you translate all of these values into your highest common factor? We have divided by 2, and another 2, and a 3, and a 5. If we take 2 times 2 times 3 times 5 is how we would get our highest common factor. So our highest common factor is 60. And that is how you would get your highest common factor as well as your answer. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.